Yaksha Yudhishthira Samvad, a presentation created by Priyanko Guha. Episode known as Yaksha Prashna in Mahabharata relates to the exchange of questions and answers between Yama in the guise of a Yaksha who poses 126 difficult questions to Yudhishthira, who gives the most fitting answers to these questions. Given below are the Yaksha's questions with Yudhishthira's answers from the great epic of Mahabharata with a translation in simple English. Yaksha said, "Who makes the sun rise? Who travel with him? Who leads him to set? Where is he firmly anchored?" Yudhishthira said, "It is Brahman which makes the sun rise. Devas, gods, travel with him. Dharma leads him to set, and he is firmly anchored in truth." Yaksha asked, "How does one become a Shrotriya, one well versed in Vedic law? How does one attain greatness? By what means one gets help? O king, by what means one becomes intelligent?" Yudhishthira said, "One becomes a Shrotriya by the study of the Vedas. He achieves greatness by practice of austerities, tapas. He earns strength by patience, and he becomes intelligent by serving elderly men of wisdom." Yaksha said, "What is the divinity in Brahmanas? What is the dharma of good people which they follow? What is the humanly trait in them? What is the trait in them which is like that of the bad people?" Yudhishthira said, "Swadhyaya, study of the Vedas, is the divinity in the Brahmins. Austerity, tapasya, is the good trait in them. Their human trait is that they are subject to die, and their trait like that of the bad people is speaking ill of others." Yaksha said, "What is the divinity of the Kshatriyas? What is the dharma of a good people which they follow? What is the human-like trait in them? What trait in them is like that of the bad people?" Yudhishthira said, "Skill in warfare is the divinity in Kshatriyas. Performance of the sacrificial rites is their trait like that of the sages. Their human trait is fear, timidity. Abandoning those who seek protection is their bad trait." Yaksha said, "What is Sama in a sacrifice? What is Yajus in a sacrifice? What does the sacrifice invoke? What is it that it does not transgress?" Yudhishthira said, "Prana is the Sama in a sacrifice. Mind is the Yajuk in it. It is Rik which the sacrifice invokes, and it is also Rik which the sacrifice does not transgress." Yaksha said, "What is the best thing for the tiller of the soil? What is the best thing for the one who sows? What is the best thing for those who want a stable life? What is the best thing for those who give birth?" Yudhishthira said, "Rain is the best thing for the tiller, seed is the best thing for the sower, cows are the best for men seeking a stable life, a son is the best thing for the progenitor." Yaksha said, "What is that person who enjoys all sense objects, is intelligent, is honored by people, is accepted by all and breathes like a normal human being but lives like a person that is dead? Yudhishthira said, one who does not offer nourishment, food to these five, the gods, the guests, the servants, the ancestors and the self, is a dead person, although alive. What is weightier than the earth? What is taller than the sky? What is speedier than the air? What is more abundant than grass? Mother is weightier than earth. Father is taller than the sky. Mind is speedier than air. And worries are more abundant. Which creature does not close the eyes while sleeping? What does not move after being born? Which has no heart? What grows by speed? Yudhishthira said, fish does not close the eyes while sleeping. Egg does not move after being laid. The stone has no heart. The river swells with speed. Yaksha said, who is the friend of one away from home traveling? Who is the friend at home? Who is the friend when one is sick? Who is the friend when one is dying? Yudhishthira said, companion, co-traveler is the friend of a traveler. Wife is the friend of a person at home. Physician is the friend when one is sick. And charity, dana, is the friend of the... Yaksha said, who is the guest for all beings? What is the ancient dharma? Which is nectar, O king? What pervades all the world? To this Yudhishthira said, Agni is the guest for all beings. Cow milk and somrasa are nectar. Adherence to truthfulness is the ancient eternal dharma. The whole of this world is pervaded by. Yaksha said, who moves about alone? Who is reborn again and again? What is the remedy for biting cold? Which is the greatest of fields where crops grow? Yudhishthira said, the sun moves on its path alone. The moon is born again after waning out. Fire is the remedy for biting cold. The earth is the hugest. Yaksha said, what is the basis of dharma? What is the basis of fame? What leads a person to heaven? What is the ground of happiness? Yudhishthira said, generosity is the basis of dharma. Charity, dana, gifting is the cause of fame. Truthfulness leads to heaven. Good conduct, virtue is the foundation of happiness. Yaksha said, what is the soul of man? Who is his God-gifted friend? What is his means of livelihood? What is his ultimate refuge? Yudhishthira said, sun is the soul, Atma, of man. Wife is the God-gifted friend. Clouds, rain are the means of livelihood. Charity, dana, gifting is his ultimate. Yaksha said, what is the best of all goodness? What is the best of all wealth? What is the best of all gains? What is the best of all happiness? Yudhishthira said, munificent is the best of all goodness. Learning is the best of all wealth. Health is the best of all gains. Contentment is the best of all. Yaksha said, what is the highest virtue? Which duty always yields fruit? What makes a man immune to sorrows? To this Yudhishthira answered, kindness is the best virtue. Compliance with the Vedic prescriptions always yields fruit. The controlled mind cannot be overwhelmed with sorrow. Treaty with a good person never wears out. Yaksha asked, what if abundance makes a man popular? What if abundance makes a man invulnerable to grief? What if abundance makes a man wealthy? What if abundance makes a man happy? Yudhishthira said, absence of pride makes a man well liked. Absence of wrath makes a man shielded against grief. Absence of craving makes a man wealthy. Absence of avarice makes a man happy. Why are gifts offered to Brahmins? Why are gifts offered to actors and dancers? Why are gifts offered to prodigies? Why are gifts offered to the kings? Yudhishthira said, gifts are offered to Brahmins for the sake of dharma. Gifts are offered to actors and dancers to earn fame. Gifts are offered to the prodigies to maintain them. Gifts are offered to the kings to secure. What overshadows the sphere? Why do men remain obscure? Why do men shun friends? Why do men fail to be in heaven? Yudhishthira said, ignorance covers the sphere, the minds of men. Tamas hinders a man's blooming full. Greed goads a man to shrink friends. Evil company frustrates a man's prospect to be. Yasha said, why does a man live as if he is dead? When is a kingdom called as being dead? When are the last rites considered dead, incomplete? Why is a sacrificial rite considered dead, incomplete even after its formal completion? Yudhishthira said, a poor man lives like a dead person. Anarchy spoils a kingdom. That is, a kingdom is called dead when anarchy prevails. The last rites are considered dead, incomplete, in the absence of erudite priests. A sacrificial rite is called dead, fruitless or incomplete if gifts are not offered to the Brahmins. Yaksha said, what is the way? What is spoken of as water? What is spoken of as food? What is the proper time of the last rites? Answer these questions and then drink and take away. Yudhishthira said, the way directed by the sages is the right path. The sky is the source of water. The cow is the source of food. Seeking favor by a man of honor from another person is abnormal like poison. The time of the last rites comes when Brahmins consenting to have meals are available. What is your opinion? Said, what is the sign of asceticism? What is considered true restraint? What constitutes forgiveness? What is shameful? Yudhishthira said, single-minded devotion to one's own religion is the mark of asceticism. Restraint of mind is considered true restraint. Forgiveness consists in endurance of enmity. Withdrawal from laudable acts is disgrace. Yaksha said, O king, what is said to be knowledge? What is said to be control of the senses? What is said to be mercy? What is said to be forbearance? Yudhishthira said, awareness of Brahman is knowledge. Tranquility of mind is the sign of control of senses. Mercy consists in wishing happiness to all. Forbearance, patience, means equanimity. Which enemy is invincible? Which disease is incurable? Which men are honest? Which men are dishonest? Yudhishthira said, anger is the most invincible enemy. Covetousness is an incurable disease. A righteous man desires the well-being of all. An unfair man is one who is not merciful. Yaksha said, O king, what is ignorance? What is pride? What is considered as idleness? What is said to be grief? Yudhishthira said, ignorance means lack of awareness of obligatory duties. Pride means that one is the doer of actions. Asceticism from performance of one's duties is idleness. Lack of knowledge leads to grief. what has been called steadiness by the sages? What has been called patience? What is a real ablution? What is charity? Yudhishthira said. Steadiness is reflected in the adherence to one's own religion. Patience consists in control of the senses. Ablution means cleaning the mind of all impurities. Charity consists in safeguarding all. Yaksha said, who is a learned man? Who is called an atheist? Who is a stupid person? What is called desire? What is envy? Yudhishthira said, a man who is well aware of his duties is called a learned man. A stupid person, a man of no knowledge of truth, is an atheist. Attachment to material objects is desire. Envy is the product of a burning heart. What is conceit? What is hypocrisy? What is the grace of God? What is wickedness? To this Yudhishthira answered, lack of knowledge in enormity gives birth to pride. Setting up a religious standard is hypocrisy. Grace of God is the fruit of our offerings to Him. Wickedness consists in denigration of others. Righteousness, wealth and desire are opposed to one another. Then how can these ever incongruous elements exist together? To this Yudhishthira said, as virtuous man lives being associated with his wife affably, righteousness, wealth and desire exist together in full. Then Yaksha said, O Bharatarubha, who is condemned to everlasting hell? Tell me promptly. Yudhishthira said, a person who invites a Brahmin to offer gifts but thereafter tells him that he has nothing to offer is condemned to everlasting hell. A person who vilifies the Vedas, the religious scriptures, the Brahmins, the gods and the ancestral rites is destined to be in perpetual hell. A person, despite being rich, neither does not offer any gifts, nor does he enjoy himself owing to acquisitive habit, saying that he has no riches, goes to endless. Yaksha said, O king, what makes a man Brahmin? Birth, occupation, study or learning? Tell me with conviction. Yudhishthira said, O Yaksha, not birth, not study, not learning is the cause of Brahmanahood. Doubtlessly, it is determined by his conduct. A man's conduct should always be well guarded, especially by a Brahmin. He also maintains his conduct flawlessly, is a man of stainless demeanor. Teachers and pupils, in fact, all who study the scriptures, if addicted to wicked habits, are to be regarded as illiterate wretches. Learned is the man who performs his religious duties. Even a person of unfair conduct who has studied the four Vedas is regarded as a wicked person. He is no better than a Shudra. A Brahmin is one who performs Agnihotra sacrifice and has his senses under control. Yaksha said, what does a person who speaks agreeably gain? What does a prudent man gain? What does a man who has many friends gain? What does a virtuous man gain? Yudhishthira said, a person who speaks agreeably is loved by all. A prudent man gains much more by his action. A man with many friends lives happily. A virtuous man attains a happy state in the next. Yaksha said, what is truth? What is the surprise? What is the right path? Who is truly happy? Answer these questions and then drink. To these, Yudhishthira answered, O amphibious creature, happy is the man who lives on vegetables cooked in his own house in the fifth or the sixth part of the day, owes no debt to anybody, and who does not live in a foreign land. Day after day, countless creatures are going to the abode of Yama, yet those that remain behind believe themselves to be immortal. What can be more surprising than this? Argument leads to no certain conclusion. The Shrutis are different from one another. There is not even one sage whose opinion is accepted by all. the truth about religion and duty is hid in caves. Therefore, that alone is the path along which the great have walked. The world overshadowed with ignorance is like a cauldron. The sun is fire, the days and nights are fuel. The seasons constitute the wooden ladle. Time is the cook boiling all creatures in the cauldron. With these aids, this is the Varta. Yaksha said, O repressor of foes, who have answered all my questions satisfactorily. Now tell me, who is an ideal man and who owns all kinds of wealth? The fame of a virtuous man spreads over heaven and earth. As long as the fame lasts, he is worthy man. Yudhishthira replies, a person who rates both the pleasant and the unpleasant, joy and sorrow, the past and the future as equal is immensely. O king, you have correctly explained who is an ideal man and who is really rich. Now let one of your brothers, in accordance with your choice, get back life. Yudhishthira said, O Yaksha, let Nakula, whose complexion is dark, whose eyes are red, who is tall like a tala, Shodia robusta tree, who is broad-chested and mighty-armed, get up. Yaksha said, Bhimsena is dear to you, and Arjuna also is one upon whom all of you depend. Why then, O king, do you wish a step-brother to get back his life? Why do you wish Nakula to be alive in preference to Bhima, who is mightier than 10,000 elephants? People said that Bhimsena was dear to you. What is the purpose then of getting your stepbrother Nakula alive? Why do you wish Nakula to be alive? Renouncing Arjuna, whose muscle is admired by all the Pandavas. Yudhishthira said, virtue, dharma, if defiled, ruins a man, while if is abided by it protects a man. I therefore am not willing to forsake dharma, as I do not want to be destroyed by it, being spoiled by. Heartedness is the highest virtue. It is, in my opinion, higher than the highest attainment. As I adore that virtue, O Yaksha, let Nakula be alive. Let men know that the king is always virtuous. I will never abstain from my duty. Let Nakula therefore be revived. My father had two wives, Kunti and Madri. It is my view that they both should leave their sons. So I desire Nakula, son of Madri, to be alive. I do not discriminate between Kunti and Madri. To me, they are equal. So, O Yaksha, Yaksha said, O king of Bharata, since you value kindness above wealth and pleasure, let all of your brothers be alive. Here ends Yaksha Prashna, Yaksha Yudhishthira conversation in Aranyak Parva in chapter 113 of the Mahabharata. Thank you everybody.